for children, starting from the transportation from their homes to their schools and back. तो जो गाइडलाइंस है उसकी जवाबदेही सुनिश्चित करने के लिए इनको जारी किया गया है और स्पष्ट प्रावधान है कि जो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन है उसकी जिम्मेदारी, अगर सरकारी स्कूल है तो विभाग, वहाँ मैनेजमेंट, स्कूल मैनेजमेंट, प्रिंसिपल, टीचर्स, पूरी स्कूल व्यवस्था में सभी जो जुड़े लोग हैं उनकी जिम्मेदारी सामूहिक तौर पे बनती है कि सेफ ट्रांसपोर्टेशन अरेंज किया जाए चिल्ड्रन के लिए। जो जुवेनाइल जस्टिस एक्ट है उसकी धारा 75 भी कहती है कि whoever having the actual charge of or control over a child abandons, abuses, exposes or willfully neglects a child or causes or procures the child to be assaulted, abandoned, abused or exposed or neglected in a manner likely to cause such child unnecessary mental or physical suffering shall be punishable for a term. उसमें जो स्कूल ट्रांसपोर्टेशन ड्यूरिंग और आफ्टर और बिफोर स्कूल आवर्स, if it is found that the school which has actual charge or control over the child when the child is in school has willfully neglected the child and caused the child unnecessary mental or physical suffering, it may be treated as violation of Juvenile Justice Act. तो स्पष्ट प्रावधान कानून में भी है और सख्ती से कार्रवाई ली जाती है।
थर्ड सप्लीमेंट्री, डॉक्टर फौजिया खान।
Thank you, sir. Sir, while it is appreciated that such guidelines have been issued for schools, I would like to know how many states have actually responded to these rules, how many have implemented, and is there any to make these rules and guidelines legally binding, particularly to address recurring safety challenges like inadequate infrastructure, negligence in addressing bullying, lack of inclusivity for children with disabilities and failure to conduct regular safety audits. So sir, can the minister please tell me whether you plan to incorporate occasional third-party audit safety measures in schools?
Honorable Minister.
Sir, through you, I'd like to just give a background because she's asked me a question on how legally tenable these guidelines are. The Honorable Supreme Court in writ petition 136 and 874 of 2017 gave certain directions, and our National Education Policy 2020 para 8.5C mandates that all schools, whether private or government or aided, they must establish certain norms for safety and security. So NEP के गाइडलाइंस के तहत ही गाइडलाइन हमने इशू की है और साथ साथ जो नेशनल कमीशन फॉर प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ चाइल्ड राइट्स है, they have given certain guidelines on this matter. And most importantly, the National Disaster Management Authority has issued guidelines in February 2017. Sir, our Education Ministry and NDMA jointly is working to ensure that these guidelines are fully implemented by states and UTs. And recently as 3rd October in 2024, the Joint Monitoring Committee of NDMA and Ministry of Education had dialogue with the states to ensure that these guidelines are fully implemented. So the JMC is a very powerful instrument, and this was the 16th meeting that was held. I'm trying to say that we are regularly monitoring, working with the states. Of course, situation varies, but 21 states have communicated the guidelines. Some have adapted them fully in toto. Some have adapted them according to the situation in the state. But because education is a concurrent issue, we must all realize, the House must all members know that it is for the states and UTs to fully implement these guidelines.
Fourth supplementary, Shri Arun Singh.
बच्चों की सुरक्षा सबसे महत्वपूर्ण है। सर, मैं जानना चाहूँगा कि जब 4 मंजिल बिल्डिंग बनती है तो सेफ्टी के नॉर्म्स के हिसाब से सेटबैक एरिया छोड़ा जाता है। दिल्ली में दिल्ली सरकार ने नए स्कूल नहीं बनाए, जो पुराने स्कूल है उसको 4 मंजिला खड़ा कर दिया है। और मैं कई जगह जाके देखा हूँ कि वो जो सेटबैक एरिया होता है जिसमें आग लगने के कारण जो है वो फायर ब्रिगेड की गाड़ी जाए अब बच्चों को बचा सके। तो मैं